everybody. Christmas really does start here. By now you should have received your box with your Christmas pudding making kit with all your ingredients, your bowl and your foolproof instructions on how to make it. Sort it into mixed fruit, dried ingredients. You've got your cherries and your mixed peel, your nuts. Here we have a little bottle with our local ale, and finally your apple. Now let's just check you have everything you need from home. A chopping board, a jug, we've got 2 bowls, one large, one small, the essential wooden spoon, a couple of knives and a grater. Now take your smaller bowl and you want to put all the mixed dried fruit in. So that's your sultanas, your raisins and your currants. You can do this up to 24 hours ahead if you have the time, or even a couple of hours ahead would be good. And what you want to add is 2 or 3 tablespoons, you can be generous, of lovely delicious brandy or whiskey if you prefer, it doesn't really matter. And you just soak those for a couple of hours or overnight. But we're starting here, it doesn't matter, it will still be delicious. Just pop the fruit in the bowl and with your big wooden spoon, give it a stir. Now's the time to get your big bowl, your large bowl, and empty all your dry ingredients in. So that is your breadcrumbs, your luscious dark brown sugar that's going to give the pudding a really lovely colour. Then we're going to add the flour. And the vegetarian suet. So I'm giving that a little stir. And then I'm going to add the little packet of mixed spices, my secret special spice mix. You can smell that cinnamon and nutmeg, absolutely lovely. And give it a really good stir, getting rid of all the lumps in the sugar. Now we put that aside and bring back our bowl of mixed fruit. And we're just going to chop up our lovely red gooey cherries. Now, I know there are some people out there that don't like cherries, so if you're one of those, you don't have to use them. Just put them to one side. So I'm just chopping those into quarters, and I'm going to add those to the fruit, and I'm going to take the mixed peel, and I'm just going to add that too. We'll just take our wooden spoon again and give it a little stir just to mix everything up. Next, we're going to get our nuts. And again, if you don't like nuts, don't put them in. So I've got the big knife for this one, and we're just going to chop them roughly. There we go. Now we're going to add these to the dry ingredients. And in they go. Give it a little stir. Now you want to take your apple, unwrap it, and give it a peel. I'm just going to... Now is the time to bring it all together. We're going to add our dried fruit into our sugar and flour mix, our dried mix. Give that a good stir. And then we're going to add our apple and stir it all up. At this stage, if you'd like, you can add the grated zest of an orange and the grated zest of half a lemon. I think there's enough in the mixed peel to give it a good citrusy flavour, but if you particularly like your lovely orange and lemon flavours, now would be the time to just grate them in. Now comes the fun part. We're going to bring it all together and make a lovely mix ready for cooking. So we're going to take 2 eggs, just break those into the jug or bowl, and take your lovely little bottle of ale and pour pour it in. Now, just give that a little stir. Now comes the fun part. Just pour it all in. Traditionally, this is where you'd get all the other family members to come along and give it a good stir. And traditionally you'd do this the last weekend in November. Finally, we come to put the pudding in the bowl. I find you don't need to grease the bowl because the suet stops it sticking. So you literally just pop it all in. Getting all the last lovely bits in there. A little bit down the side. And then you just get your lid and pop it on. And there you have it, ready for steaming. I like to put my pudding as it is now in the fridge overnight to let the ingredients all mix together and the flavours to develop. It also means that you're not having to stay up until midnight to steam it. On the day you want to cook it, take your largest pan, and there are lots of different ways you can do this. You can get a steamer or a big sieve and place it over the pan and put the pudding inside that. Or traditionally what I like to do is take a cereal bowl that you don't mind if it gets a bit steamed, or a Pyrex bowl, put it in, put your pudding on top, and then what you want to do is fill up with water to just below the pudding with boiling water, and then you'll steam it for 5 hours on a gentle simmer, just to allow, with the lid on, just to allow the steam to cook it through. So you need 5 hours to do this, so keep watching it and maybe topping it up with boiling water. Check it every hour. Just to emphasize, you need to cook your pudding within 24 hours of mixing because we've used eggs. On Christmas Day, you want to steam the pudding for at least 2 hours to make sure it's heated through. Then we're going to take it out, carefully lift it out, so it'll be very hot. Take the lid off, get your serving plate, turn it upside down, and turn it over. Give it a little tap, and with a little encouragement it will come away. And there you have it, a lovely vegetarian Christmas pudding. It's traditional to light your Christmas pudding up on Christmas Day, and to do this I take a small pan, put some brandy in it and heat it up first on the stove. Then when it's time to light the pudding, I'll take the pan and the pudding over to the table, pour the warm brandy over and then light it with a match. And then you're ready to serve your pudding with custard, cream, brandy butter, or if you like a nice vanilla ice cream, whatever is your favourite. I like a nice slice of Christmas pudding on Christmas Day with a little dollop of brandy butter. Enjoy. Merry Christmas.